New Prague New Prague is a city in Scott and Le Sueur counties in the state of Minnesota. The population was 7,321 at the 2010 census. History. Origin. New Prague was laid out in 1856, and named after Prague, the capital of Bohemia, now the Czech Republic. New Prague was originally built up chiefly by Czechs, at the advice of Catholic Bishop Rev. Joseph Cretin. Anton Philipp, a native German, first settled within the present limits of New Prague. In 1856 Philipp purchased 160 acres in Helena Township, Scott County. Philipp did not make an official plat of the town but began selling lots that same year, marking the beginning of New Prague. Several Bohemian families came to the area shortly after Philipp arrived. Late 1800s. New Prague's early development was not spectacular for a variety of reasons. First, during the Civil War years, 1861 to 1865, European immigration almost stopped as European immigrants were naturally wary of the U.S. Civil War. Second, located in the middle of the Big Woods, the enormous challenge of clearing fields proceeded at a slow pace. The town was known as Praha from 1872 to 1879. On March 1, 1877, State of Minnesota approved the incorporation of Praha as a village. In 1879 the name was changed to Prague. One of the most important developments in the new village occurred in 1877 when the Minneapolis and St. Louis Railway, M & St. L. reached New Prague. The arrival of the railroad era expedited agriculture as New Prague's most important industry. A link with the outside world enabled farmers to send their commodities to markets and created a conduit to bring inventory to the village's businesses. Just 4 years after the M & St. L reached New Prague, the first grain elevator and flour mill were completed, marking the beginning of New Prague earning its nickname, the Flour City. Quote, Czech immigration to the United States reached its peak during the 1880s with 62,000 coming to the U.S. during this decade. Along with Montgomery, which is approximately 8 miles south of New Prague was becoming the center of the Bohemian Triangle of Minnesota, covering parts of Scott, Le Sueur and Rice counties, which are neighboring counties. Through the decades since 1856, Le Sueur County has had more Bohemians than any other county in the state. Construction was booming in the 1880s. The town's first bank opened in 1883. The Czech-Slovak Protective Society, C.S.P.S. Opera Hall was built. The New Prague Foundry started business. The second public school was built, and 2 hotels were constructed. The village's name was changed from Prague to New Prague on February 25, 1884. The 1890s were probably New Prague's heyday decade. The town was becoming a major market for farm produce and was providing goods and services for growing numbers of farmers and villages for miles around. Streets were being graded and wooden sidewalks built along the streets. New Prague was incorporated as a city on April 4, 1891. New Prague Flouring Milling Company completed its mill in 1895. Electric lights were installed in the city in 1895, and telephone lines were installed in 1898. Similar to the rest of the state, the 1880s and 1890s were 2 decades with the greatest growth in population. New Prague's population more than tripled during the 20-year period, going from 384 residents to 1228, while the state's population more than doubled during the same period. Original businesses outgrew their original log and wood frame storefronts. A large commercial district filled with solid brick stone, and wood frame commercial structures developed along Main Street. Geography. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 3.81 square miles, 9.87 square kilometers, all of it land. The land around the area varies from flat to hilly. The city of New Prague is located in two counties, Scott and Le Sueur. North of Main Street, Highway 13/19 is Scott County, and on the south side is Le Sueur County. Minnesota State Highways 13, 19, and 21 are three of the main routes in New Prague. There is one lake in the New Prague area, Cedar Lake, Scott County. The lake is a popular destination for fishing, ice fishing, water skiing, and jet skiing. A snowmobile trail runs through the lake during the winter season. An aerated area is located in the eastern part of the lake. The lake is 779.5 acres, 3.155 square kilometers, has a maximum depth of 13 feet, 4.0 meters, and has a 3.1 foot, 0.94 meters, water clarity. There are numerous developments in the area, including a new development located on County Road 89 on the west side of the lake, which is located outside of the New Prague city limits. Demographics. 2010 census. As of the census of 2010, there were 7,321 people, 2,711 households, and 1910 families residing in the city. The population density was 1921.5 inhabitants per square mile, 741.9 per square kilometers. There were 2,862 housing units at an average density of 751.2 per square miles, 290.0 per square kilometers. The racial makeup of the city was 96.5% white, 0.5% African American, 0.3% Native American, 0.6% Asian, 0.6% from other races, and 1.5% from two or more races. Hispanic or Latino of any race were 1.9% of the population. There were 2,711 households, of which 42.5% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 55.7% were married couples living together. 9.7% had a female householder with no husband present. 5.0% had a male householder with no wife present. And 29.5% were non-families. 24.6% of all households were made up of individuals, and 11.7% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.67 and the average family size was 3.22. The median age in the city was 32.7 years. 31.5% of residents were under the age of 18. 6.6% were between the ages of 18 and 24. 29.1% were from 25 to 44. 20.4% were from 45 to 64. And 12.4% were 65 years of age or older. The gender makeup of the city was 48.1% male and 51.9% female. 2000 census. According to the 2000 census, 38.1% were of German, 20.9% Czech, 8.8% Norwegian, 8.0% Irish and 5.4% Czech, Slovak ancestry. Also, 99.6% spoke English, 0.3% Czech and 0.1% German as their first language. The following demographic data is a result of the 2000 census. There were 1694 households, out of which 39.0% had children under the age of 18 living with them. 56.7% were married couples living together. 10.0% had a female householder with no husband present. And 30.3% were non-families. 25.4% of all households were made up of individuals, and 13.8% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.63 and the average family size was 3.20. In the city, the population was spread out, with 30.6% under the age of 18, 7.1% from 18 to 24, 28.7% from 25 to 44, 17.1% from 45 to 64, and 16.6% who were 65 years of age or older. The median age was 34 years. For every 100 females there were 91.7 males. For every 100 females age 18 and over, there were 86.4 males. The median income for a household in the city was $41,750. And the median income for a family was $50,341. Males had a median income of $37,393 versus $25,164 for females. The per capita income for the city was $17,732. About 2.6% of families and 6.5% of the population were below the poverty line, including 4.9% of those under age 18 and 13.7% of those age 65 or over. Schools. There are 5 schools in the New Prague area schools. District 721. New Prague High School, 9 to 12. New Prague Middle School, 6 to 8. Falcon Ridge Elementary in New Prague, K5. Raven Stream Elementary in New Prague, K5. And Eagle View Elementary in nearby Elko New Market, K5. The total enrollment in the district for the 2005-2006 school year was 3,205 students. New Prague High School's nickname is the Trojans. The Trojans are members of the Wright County Conference, previously members of the Minnesota Conference prior to the 2014 season. The sports the Trojans participate in include baseball, softball, boys and girls basketball, boys and girls cross country, boys and girls hockey, boys and girls tennis, track, swimming, football, cheerleading, wrestling, golf, volleyball, adapted floor hockey, and adapted softball. New in the fall of 2007 is boys and girls soccer. And new in the winter of 2009-2010 is the New Prague Trojan dance team. There is also a private K-8 school located in New Prague known as St. Wenceslaus Catholic School. Their athletic symbol is the Saints. They offer multiple sports for grade 4 to 8. The emphasis at St. Wenceslaus Catholic School is Christian values and academic excellence. New Prague Middle School has been ranked in the top 3 results in MN State Standards Test. MCA. Holy Cross Catholic Schools serves part of the New Prague district, representing 3 Catholic parishes in Lonsdale, Elko New Market and Vesely. The school opened a new building near Webster in 2005. Arts and culture. Dozinki is a Czech harvest festival patterned after the Old Country original. The Dozinki festival in the Czech Republic is celebrated annually to give thanks for the bountiful harvest. Religion. Pillar of Grace Church, New Prague, Minnesota. Christian and Missionary Alliance. Church of St. Wenceslaus, Roman Catholic. Spirit of Life Church, New Prague, Minnesota. Assemblies of God, City of New Prague. MN-official site. New Prague Chamber of Commerce. New Prague Area Schools, ISD number 721. The New Prague Times newspaper site. Minnesota DNR, Cedar Lake Information. New Prague Area Historical Society.